My name is Mindy Darian, and I'd like to welcome you to this presentation this morning on using image repair theory to evaluate Samsung's crisis response. And if you don't normally deal with the media or are the spokesperson for your organization, you might wonder, why should I be concerned? Why do I need to know how to handle crisis communication? I'd like to turn around and ask you a few questions then. Have you ever made an honest mistake on a report or not been able to get a certain task done in your job due to lack of resources or maybe competing projects? These are all forms of crisis, and crises are inevitable for all of us. So it is important that we respond appropriately in order to preserve our self-image and our reputation. If we lose that, then we cannot be considered credible or trustworthy for our stakeholders. Our outline for this presentation will be as follows. First, we will review the image repair theory. Then we will discuss the Galaxy Note 7 global recall. This will be our situation today. Then we will apply the image repair theory to the problem. And then finally, we'll end with some recommendations for organizations. William Benoit came up with the image repair theory. And within this theory, there are two main assumptions. The first is that communication is an active goal. It is a tool used to persuade somebody to change their attitude. That way you can repair an image or a reputation that has been damaged. The second assumption is that we all strive to maintain a high level, a good reputation. How does it make you feel if you make a mistake and you lowers your self-image? We want to boost that back up. So he provides us some tools to use. These are categorized into 5 strategies: denial, evading responsibility, reducing offensiveness, corrective action, and mortification. There are multiple tactics within each of these. Due to time constraints, I will name a few, and then we will move to the case and analyze more. Denial, I immediately think about home. 2 options: I didn't do it, or my brother did it. We're shifting blame. Evading responsibility, you might say it was just an honest accident. Or you might have had good intentions, it just didn't happen that way. So a bad action came out of something that you intended to do good from. Some options for reducing offensiveness include bolstering. Maybe you're going to remind somebody of some good things that you did to take away the effects of the negative. Corrective action is just what that says. We did something, we made a change to make improvement. And then mortification, simply saying you're sorry, an apology, expressing remorse. Now, as we move to the case, as I see everybody has a phone, I want you to take a brief look at it. Doesn't matter what brand or model. I want you to keep that in mind so that as a consumer, you can see how you might feel if your phone looks like this. This is a situation that we're going to study in the timeline for the Galaxy Note 7 recall. This product was first released and started sales on August 19th of 2016, and it started in 10 markets. Less than a week later, the first explosion of one of these phones occurred in South Korea. A little bit later, September 1st, sales started in China. Interesting enough, the very next day, there was a global recall of 2.5 million of these Galaxy Note. A few weeks later, on October 11th, sales and production were halted. And then on October 19th, less than 2 months after the Galaxy Note 7's launch, the product was scrapped. Now, there were lots of other details within this timeline. I've just highlighted a few. So you might remember they were banned from airlines. First, you just had to turn them off. Then they were banned from airlines. There was also a second recall. So I would like to, let's listen to Samsung's response. This was on their website. It's about a 60-second clip.
Statement: Samsung will replace current Note 7 with new one. Samsung is committed to producing the highest quality products, and we take every incident report from our valued customers very seriously. In response to recently reported cases of the new Galaxy Note 7, we conducted a thorough investigation and found a battery cell issue. To date, as of September 1st, there have been 35 cases that have been reported globally, and we are currently conducting a thorough inspection with our suppliers to identify possible affected batteries in the market. However, because our customers' safety is an absolute priority at Samsung, we have stopped sales of the Galaxy Note 7. For customers who already have Galaxy Note 7 devices, we will voluntarily replace their current device with a new one over the coming weeks. We acknowledge the inconvenience this may cause in the market, but this is to ensure that Samsung continues to deliver the highest quality products to our customers. We are working closely with our partners to ensure the replacement experience is as convenient and efficient as possible.
All right. So let's evaluate Samsung's response. Some strategies used, as looking at it through the image repair theory, include mortification. They were very forthcoming and apologized. They expressed remorse to their customers and their partners. These would be businesses like AT&T, Verizon, the people who provide service for cell phone use. Corrective action, they have implemented. You could look at the recalls as a corrective action, or stopping production and completely scrapping it. The product is corrective action. They have also done investigations into the batteries, into the sources, and made improvements to their research and development programs for future products to eliminate this problem. Compensation, the recall itself is a form of compensation. They'll provide you a new phone. Minimization is trying to make something look or sound where it's not as big a problem or as bad a problem as it really is. They use this in the form of calling it a product exchange rather than a recall. In your mind, which sounds better? Product exchange. Okay, they're going to exchange this for me. To me, that sounds better. So that's a little play on trying to make it sound a little better. Bolstering, making something, pointing out things they did good. They pointed out not only are they concerned with customer safety now, but used the word continually in their statement, meaning that they value that in the past. So they want people to remember that and that they are striving to work on that. The overall assessment for this situation on Samsung's response is they accepted responsibility. They were upfront. They apologized. They did not use the denial technique. They never did, even though there were two separate battery issues. They did not blame the companies who manufactured the batteries. They did an investigation. They said, this is the problem. Here's what we are going to do about it. So they owned this problem. They addressed stakeholders quickly, which is good. You want to be upfront. You don't want somebody else coming out with the problem first. They addressed it. However, they may have been a little hasty in providing some information that was inaccurate before some of the investigations were complete, and they had to retract some of the statements. For instance, the release to the market in China, they were adamant at first that there were no problems in this area. Yet the very next day there was a recall, and they found that the second battery issue had occurred. And some have said that they could show more compassion. To me, I feel this could be partially a cultural thing. Here in the United States, we might view things a little differently than Samsung headquarters in South Korea. They did have a very positive, strong corrective action program. As I mentioned before, doing the recalls, they sent out very comprehensive special packaging. I think since it's lithium batteries, wrapped in specific packages, in a box. So they were very thorough in that. Recommendations. Everybody should have a crisis communication plan established. In this plan, you need to discuss who your audience is, or identify who your audience is, what they need to know, and who's going to be responding for this. You should use appropriate strategies. You need to evaluate this because every strategy may not be appropriate for each situation, and you need to always remember to put stakeholders first. So in conclusion, I hope that you can take some of these tactics and strategies from the image repair theory and apply to things that you do, whether it's individually or within your organization. So the next time that you experience a situation that damages your image, you can use that to either help minimize the damage or to rebuild your reputation. Thank you.